And we're back. Sorry I didn't post last time. Today is actually the 17th of September, 2021. Usually I was trying to do consistency, trying to be consistent with my podcast and podcasting every Saturday. Last week was a little rough. I went on a quick mini vacation back now, just trying to get settled back into school. And I'm back. So it's almost the 1 year mark for my podcasting, and it was a hell of a journey. It's kind of weird that people are actually listening to me, so I just appreciate every single one of you. My 1 year mark is October 2nd, and the goal for that was a podcast a week. And right now we're at I think this is going to be the 14th podcast, and my math is that if I do a podcast a day, that won't even be enough to get me to the next, one podcast a week. So I might have to podcast twice a day, every day. So this is going to be very interesting. And I think one of the things that I want to bring back is definitely a recap of what I've done out throughout the month. I think that was a really good podcast just to reflect on. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, I guess let's get started with the first podcast of the day, technically, right? I definitely want to hit that 52 mark. I think it would be really cool, but we'll see how it goes, right? Everything's can change, especially if I learned anything from last year, plans could change within a second, and you got to pivot, right? So I guess let's start up with whatever I think I want to talk about today. Let's see. It's kind of weird to think about how fast life is moving. And I know I say a lot, so if you've been listening to my podcast, I say that. But I just remember I did it again, but at least I'm acknowledgeable about it. It's kind of crazy how life is moving very fast. I remember I graduated high school almost 4 years ago, and now I'm a senior applying to full-time jobs. And it's just crazy to think how fast it's moving. The next 4 years of my life could be just like that, you know? I really have to start enjoying it. And I feel like the point of me doing this podcast is it helps me work on something greater than me. So I feel proud that I'm doing something like this, where I feel very accomplished at the end. I know it's kind of stupid if you think about it, but it has meaning to me. So I really like that. It's kind of I don't know. This is something that I created, right? I say right a lot, but this is something that if I didn't have the courage to do, it wouldn't be possible. And that's what I've been trying to do a little bit more about my life, whether that be with plans, videos. Um, we do have a YouTube channel now, which is kind of cool to think about, right? Just more things to help grow what I'm trying to do. And I actually do think the internet is a huge part of it. Anyone could do this if they just willing to put in the time and effort to do. So maybe that could be another point of this conversation is if you think that you have to do something and it's bothering you, you should definitely do it. I don't want to look back at it when I'm 30. It's damn, only if I tried a little bit harder. No, this is the time to try a little bit harder. So, yeah, I'm really doing this because it's something that brings me meaning and people have been listening. I just looked at the records from the states that we're in. We're a little under 30 states, so that's kind of cool. 30 people from other states have listened to my voice and I haven't met them. So, really interesting to think about. So, I guess that would be really it for this part of the podcast. Like, try doing meaningful work is really what I'm trying to say. And if there's a time to do it now before time just keeps slipping by. Yeah, I really like that about this podcast. Yeah, just do what brings you meaning and do it while you still can do it. Perfect. All right, thanks for listening, guys. As always, you could actually follow us now, which is kind of cool. So you'll get quick notifications whenever a new podcast drops. And I'll see you soon.